You're listening to another episode of Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. This is the place we're entitled to Brad's opinion. Now for your host, Brad Allard.
Well, hello. How y'all doing out there today? Today we have Deedee Simpson of Thryv. She's going to tell you all about making your business just explode. Right there. Boom, it's going to explode. Whatnot. She's got, with Thryv, you got a whole marketing package, and she's going to go over some of that and all the details. I'm a client. Several of us in the BNI group are clients, and so it's worked for us. But also, it's a good way to have a multi-marketing thing. But it is also a whole platform of how to conduct your business, right? I mean,
yes,
I get offers, say, want help with invoicing and stuff like that, but I already have that set up. But there's pieces you can access.
Yeah, there's 20 plus components involved in the Thryv, and you can utilize it to get yourself organized, save a lot of time, save a lot of money. It's business automation software is what Thryv is. And then, of course, I do other marketing services as well to help small businesses grow in their local markets.
Well, we're going to go over all of that. So if you have questions, just pop them up on the screen here, or she'll have your contact information at the end, and you can contact her directly. She'll be waiting by the phone, no doubt. Okay, but anyway, so let's say hello to the other sponsors who make this possible. Thank you to CrossFit Burleson and Daniel and crew, 317 Southwest Wilshire. Check out their webpage, CrossFitBurleson.com, for the programs, the regimens, the classes, the membership plans, on and on and on. Has all the information you need, and it's a good place to go for a pretty heavy-duty workout, and it's not unsupervised, so you don't have to go in there and just figure out on your own what to do. So thank you, Daniel. Thank you to Shandy Stogstill Group, Real Estate. She'll be on the show about 10 days from now, I believe. She is, as most of y'all know, running for place for the school board, but I have her on quite a bit because she knows a lot about real estate, and she comes in real prepared and talks about the rates. And we have a big fly in here. My goodness,
is it a fly or a moth?
I don't know. That's a fly. You had to saddle that thing up. All right. Anyway. All right. But Stogstill Group, if you need to move in and around the Burleson area, she's the one to talk to. And also, thank you to our buddy, Our Place Auto. Everybody knows Auto. This is where a lot of the BNI folks do their one-to-ones. I was over there with a one-to-one on Monday, and there's great food, great times. They have, what I like about Auto's Place the best is that it has a very stable wait staff. In other words, they're not churning through waiters and waitresses, all the time. They have, people you get to kind of know about after a while, which tells me a lot about Otto, about what kind of boss he must be. Because, in the restaurant business, I'm sure turnover is a pretty common thing. But it's also, the food is really great. And you see a lot of people, and it's a good place. Also, thank you to Chris, another good place to do business, Wild Cigar and Culture. Have a smoke, have a drink, talk to Chris. It was his birthday Tuesday. Yeah, that's right, Tuesday. So drop by and give him a birthday present or something like that. Buy a gift card from him. Have a smoke with him. I don't know. He really knows. He knows all about tobacco. He's been on the show about 3 times, and you start getting him to talk about all these different types of tobacco and all this other stuff. He's just really into it. And they have trained tobacconists. So if you want to try something, the people there have experience in dealing with tobacco, not just some slob they hired off the street. So there you are. Wild Cigar and Culture over by the Standard. Also at the Standard we have Gayla. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot Tiffany. I thought we did it last. She was on the last show, and I get all mixed up. But anyway, Tiffany at Local Life. Check out her show. It's on Apple and Spotify now, and it's also on YouTube. And if you want to go back to Facebook, it's there too. And you can talk about her summer advertising specials and whatnot. And also check out our latest issues, the political issue, because you may not know this, but we have an election coming up pretty soon.
If you don't know that,
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, that, oh, really? Okay. Particularly my classes, I say, y'all are aware we have an election on May 6th, and they go, what's an election? I mean, it's...
oh, goodness.
It makes me cry. Anyway... Thank you, Tiffany, and check out that magazine. It really is. It's a great one. And so check out her specials for summer advertising. Now, also at the Windmiller Building, Southern Gym with Gayla, one of our BNI friends. She's open right now, and she's trying to move downstairs. And every time we talk to her, it's like, when are you going to be downstairs? And it's always, well, something came up, with contractors or some supply or whatever. The goal is now before Mother's Day. They wanted to have it done about now, but things happen in construction.
Yeah,
and
she said about 30 more days.
have a
But
big
it's
sale.
going to be unbelievable. It's going to be so beautiful.
I compliment her on the fact that she's going to have like a bullpen to park the husbands in when the Britain go wives in.
Yep.
There's going to be TVs and soft drinks, maybe wine. I don't know what, but she's got whatever it is on that day. And I think it's a good idea because I do stuff with Robin that's it's more her interest than mine, shall we say, like antique malls. And like, why are antique malls always out of the way somewhere? There's no Chili's
Just
across
to
the
bother
street.
you.
Well, it does. It does. It's like there's no Chili's across the street to go watch the game and whatnot or anything like that. And
Just tell her to call me. I'll go antique shopping with her.
okay, but anyway, Southern Gym is also having a sale on most of their merchandise, so check that out as well. Also, First Do Detailing, another BNI friend of ours, Kayla Patino, will come to you for the power wash, for the detailing, for all that. See, I couldn't do detailing because I don't have that kind of patience.
I don't have that patience either, but I had him do my car. Mm-hmm. I have never in my life seen someone use so much detail in their job. I mean, he was just spot on, did the most wonderful job.
Well, we're on the schedule, but he's getting full up already. When we talked about yesterday at our meeting, he had like one open slot this week, and so.
Well, it's because he does such a phenomenal job. I mean, my car looked better than it did when it rolled off the lot.
Well, he's going to be doing my car and Robin's car in the next 30 days or so I'm looking forward to that. Also, well, we have you here. We'll do most of your advertising after this run, but right there is your number. Go ahead and give it out. Wait a minute, Taylor, you transposed a couple of numbers. It's 502, is it not?
Nope, 520.
Is that right?
955.
520. Oh, it's Arizona. That's right.
I'm originally from Arizona, and nobody changes their number anymore. So it's 520-955-7860. And people can mention that they heard about me on Brad's show.
Yay! And they'll get a warm, fuzzy glow as opposed to, anything else, but that's fine. Yeah, 520-955-7860. And so we'll be talking quite a bit about this in about 30 seconds. Also, I think we have one more of our BNI friends. Yes, Melissa, Texas Farm Bureau. 682-804-0534. She's my insurance agent. She saved me some money. She helped increase insurance. I asked her what she like to be pushing or emphasizing in her spot, and we're right in the middle of tornado and hail season and all that business. So check your insurance to make sure that you're going to be covered, because a lot of people find out the hard way that their roof or whatever is not going to be covered. So I don't want to find that out the hard way.
Yeah.
I had a pretty good insurance company, and so I said, I don't know if you're really going to beat their deal, and she did. And so there you are. Any nonprofits? Yes, we do. April 23rd, the Harvest House is having Vineyard and Vibes from noon to 6 o'clock. We're going to have some singers, including our old friend Kyle Sherman. Remember him?
I do know Kyle.
Yeah, he's going to be out there tuning away. And basically, you can get your tickets there at the door at $20, or if you buy them online, it's $15. You can buy a glass of wine ahead of time or donate it. I like that. What a thoughtful gift. And all this is going for the Harvest House, which is one of our best outfits. I'm really honored to have them on the show. I have about 4 that I've had on a fairly routine basis, and Jennifer Woods comes in, and she's always got optimism and good news for us. So there you are, Vineyard and Vibes. Also, our friend Shandy is inviting y'all to the barbecue cook-off for the group that she helps run, Re-Inspire. That's on April 15th from 11 to 5. It's at the Johnson County Sheriff's Posse over in Cleveland. Good heavens. Cleburne.
Whoa.
I know. I don't know what I said Cleveland for. This dementia is really killing me.
It's not that far away. Come on.
No. Cleburne. Sorry, Shandy. She's probably rolling her eyes right now. Over at Cleburne County seat, just going to be free admission, but you also have barbecue there. They're going to have some critters, they say, a petting zoo, kids corral, vendors going to be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And it goes for a good cause. Re-Inspire helps kids that are aging out of the foster care system.
That's a great program.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't think about what they need just to be, an adult, because, they have some.
They aren't having the send-off that everybody else gets from their parents.
Right. So they teach them culinary arts or how to do insurance and things like that, those kind of life skills.
Yeah.
Anybody else in nonprofit land? No, we don't. Let's talk to Deedee now. How long have you been with Thryv?
12 years, 2 days ago.
Wow, they give you a big,
They
bonus?
gave me a big happy anniversary.
Yeah, they give you like no check or nothing like that. Okay, fine. But since the last time we talked, you've been promoted there.
Yes, I have been promoted. Basically, just a higher level business advisor, just a little more money and a little more trust.
So, how would you describe your services, in succinctly for the audience?
Well, I do marketing services for small businesses. I work with a lot of one-man shows, a lot of smaller businesses, helping them get organized and get found online. But personally, I'm not your typical salesperson. I'm more of a business advisor. I'm not a pushy person. I show you the value. I answer your questions, and if you can, benefit from what I do, I'm happy to assist. I'm also a resource just for questions that people have about the industry. As we know, the internet changes every single day. And
yes, you've had some very pointed opinions about the internet, particularly Google, which we'll get to.
I have.
Yeah.
A lot of small businesses right now, Google has been going through a lot of changes, and a lot of small businesses have had their Google My Business profiles suspended or locked up. And the red tape or the hoops you must jump through to get through Google and get your stuff unsuspended it literally makes you want to pull your hair out. And a lot of times it happens for simply making a change on your Google My Business profile.
Right.
And the small business owner doesn't understand how Google works and what's going on with Google. There are a lot of really tech-savvy people out there, but small businesses need to run their business. That's why they work with people like me who are on the front lines with the changes. I have a whole team behind me that helps me with every aspect of the internet, especially what I like to call my digital guru, Keith Fowler. He used to work for Google, and he is what we call my nerd in my pocket.
Nerd, okay. That's one way of putting it.
I am a person who works directly with small businesses, and I have the tools and I have the support to help my clients get where they need to go.
It was this time last year that I picked up Thryv, and you had all these different aspects of it at different price points and whatnot. For somebody like myself, a lot of that's pretty overwhelming. They need something like what you have to offer, because what I was looking to do for this podcast was try to expand its reach, and there's only so much I can do.
Right.
And so I got you hooked up. And I will say, for the listening audience, if you do pick up with Thryv, you're going to get plenty of customer service, personalized service. Deedee sat right beside me, and she was just, "You're clicking too fast on the mouse." I remember that part, and that kind of stuff. But that we had a couple of sessions here where they walked me through some of the stuff that we were doing, and I still get offers to, click this link and learn how to do this, and those webinars and things of that nature.
And you're using your calendar, and I'm so proud of you.
That really did help, because I double booked a couple of times and said, I'm paying for this, I better use it. What I use Thryv mostly for is to access not just the audience, but like
the marketing.
Marketed not just on Facebook and YouTube and all that other stuff, but also you can do that direct by the phone.
Right, the marketing messages. Yeah, I get your show every day sent directly to me.
Yeah, and sometimes people will watch it, sometimes they won't, but at least they know. I think at this time of year, particularly in Burleson, I'll probably get more people watching because I have political candidates on such as that. But
and you get the reporting for it as well, so you know how many people are watching it from that.
And those are things that make it a little bit easier to deal with. Now, could I do it by myself? Sure, if I want to spend a lot of time doing it, but this does it a lot more efficiently and effectively, and I think that's the whole point of it, isn't it?
Well, it's called business automation software, and the purpose behind it is to automate a lot of those functions so that you can do what you do and still get the benefit in the background. I mean, like I said, there's 20 different components, everything from social media posting, business listings, invoicing, a full CRM, marketing messages.
Full what now?
CRM, or customer relationship management tool.
Okay,
basically, your customer list.
Okay, yes.
Basically, it's one software for all the functions rather than having to go for this, and this, and have all these different payments going out for different things. This is an affordable software program for the small business that helps get them in front and help build their organic listings online.
Well, I was doing that before, but it was wearing me out. I was spending probably about 4 times the amount of time doing all these things. I really, it's not like I'm as pressed for time as a lot of other people, though, or I'm being semi-retired. I could do it, but it's tedious. And this way it's a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. And for somebody, though, that's doing this full time, who have a full-time job, time is very valuable.
Absolutely. Well, and I'm also local. I live here in Burleson. I work with the people in Burleson, but I work across the city. Fort Worth, Burleson, Cleburne, Crowley. I even have some clients in Dallas. Being local gives me an advantage, gives my clients an advantage. I'm not a phone call away. I can get in my car and drive over to where you are if you need something in person.
Okay, so you do a lot of in-person business. I mean, you did it for me, I know, but I thought if you had a bunch of clients all over the place, you might do Zoom calls or whatever else.
I do Zoom calls if it's more convenient for them or for me, depending on, I have over 130 clients, but, I'm available to them.
Well, how often do you have to meet them? I mean, hopefully you know.
Usually I get them started and then my team takes over with questions and training and all of that stuff. But again, I tell my clients all the time, I'm available to you 8 to 8, Monday through Friday. I'm occasionally on Saturdays, and if you call me on Sunday, I won't answer.
Good. You need a day off, 8 to 8. Oh, that's a long day.
Well, and of course, from 5 to 8, it's usually Zoom calls or phone calls. But I'm available by text, emails, phone. At the end of the day, it's my commitment to my clients so that they can get what they need for their marketing overall. I have some clients that don't need any help at all. They're very tech savvy, and they're like, "Hey, I can do it all myself." They call if they have a question. And then I have others like yourself who need to be walked through specifically.
Walked through, drug through. Had it be, but
Well, I didn't even have a computer until I was a junior in college. And back then you still had to go to the computer lab to print your papers. So, this younger generation is very tech savvy, and they're like, okay, I know how to do it. I don't need training. And we provide training as much as or as little as you want. One of the things that's really big in our program, and it can be with our Thryv or without our Thryv, is we offer listings management for small businesses to help build their organic presence online. There's a lot of things that help you move up in the rankings on Google. We all know that Google is the monster, but you got to keep the monster happy.
Yeah. You're always telling us that at the BNI meeting.
Well, it's true. I mean,
feed the monster.
Feed the monster, because if you're feeding the monster, then you're perceived as more reliable, relevant, trustworthy, and Google's more likely to pull you up in the rankings.
Yes.
And so one of the ways that you can do that is by having consistent listings across the board, the same information in every place that is out there. And a lot of people are like, well, we've never heard of that listing site. It doesn't matter if the business owner has, Google has, and it's perceived as a trusted site for Google. So if you're listed on multiple platforms, which in our network we have over 70.
Yes.
Then you're going to be perceived as more trustworthy. And I actually have a video.
Which one do you want them to show? Just tell them when you're ready.
I just have one about listings real quick that I thought would be good to show.
Whenever you're ready.
And it explains why they're important.
Alexa, show me nearest auto repair shop.
Based on your zip code, I found these auto repair shops near you.
Hey Siri, what time does Al's Body Shop and Repair close?
Al's Body Shop closes at 6 p.m.
Do you have time to manage your listings and run your business? Easily update your information 24/7 from any device.
I love this video.
Listings stay up to date and accurate across all 60-plus sites, locked and synced. What are clients saying about you through online reviews? Stay on top of client reviews with instant notifications. Respond to reviews and build your reputation. How easy is it for your clients to communicate with you? Help clients contact you right away. Easily set yourself apart with personalized profile call to actions. The web is a giant place. Where do you rank? 70% of your clients are not finding you from your website. Build client confidence and make it easy to get found online. Thryv makes sure your online first impression is the right one every time.
So, as you can see, and that's a promotional video that our company put together, but the reality is there are so many listing sites out there, and if you were trying to go and update your information on a regular basis, we all know once something's on the internet, it's on the internet forever, and one of the things that we offer is we suppress wrong information and we push the correct information out for you. And you can do it with a Thryv or with our extended search solution, which is another product that we offer. It's a little confusing because our name of our company is Thryv, but also our number one product is called Thryv. So I like to meet with small businesses and I do a digital review of their business. They may or may not need my services, and I'm the first one to tell them if they don't. If what they're doing is working and it's, they're not spending more than they should be, I'm the first one to tell them that, but I believe that it's not just the products that you work with, but it's also the people that you work with. And, I have built good, strong relationships and trustworthy relationships with my clients because I tell it like it is.
Yes, you do. I'll vouch for that. Not just here either. At the B&I meeting, she's very to the point. But anyway, you mentioned something else you wanted to kind of emphasize. What else was it? We are pre-talk.
Thryv Leads.
Right.
I don't just do business automation software. I do SEO, search engine marketing, search engine optimization, websites, so on and so forth. But I also do what's called Thryv Leads, which is a lead generating product. And a lot of people are not just looking to run their business, but they also want to bring in additional leads. And Thryv Leads is run by artificial intelligence. And what a lot of people don't realize that are non-technical is that artificial intelligence is the wave of the future in marketing and in business. You can read any tech magazine, you can read any marketing magazine, and you're going to have artificial intelligence mentioned because it is becoming the wave of the future. And what Thryv Leads is it uses artificial intelligence to take a business's budget and move it to where people are looking. It encompasses 3 different parts to the Thryv Leads. It's got Google AdWords, it's got social media posting, and it's got wow, brain just went dead.
No. Well, let me ask you this about let's say I wanted to access some of this. Walk me through it. What would it do for me for just this humble podcast? You talk about leads and whatever else. Would it help me reach a certain audience or maybe a potential sponsor more easily?
What it does is it places your information in front of people. We always, in the industry, we call them stalker ads. I'm sure everybody here has dealt with a stalker ad where you look something up on the internet and the next day you see an ad for that same item or that same industry. Our program is actually designed to follow people's behaviors online. We've all experienced it. And it helps to, if more people are looking on Bing, we're going to move your ad budget over to Bing. If more people are looking on Facebook, we're going to move it to Facebook. It learns based on where the best and cheapest lead is coming in for your business.
That's interesting.
So how it helps small businesses is it makes sure that you are in front of people when they're ready to buy. So one thing that people don't understand, 96% of visitors who come to your website aren't ready to buy yet.
Yeah.
They will be at some point, but they're not ready yet. So we place the information in front of them again so that when they are ready, it's branding. And 34% of businesses don't use any kind of thing to measure their marketing performance.
Right.
And so we have full reporting within ours. Thryv Leads captures leads, puts them into your Thryv software or your CRM, and it gives you an opportunity to get in front of them again and again and again through the ads and through your Thryv.
Well,
So-
obviously, it sounds like repetition is the key to everything, and this will do this for you as opposed to having me doing it manually and all this other stuff, or just putting something out there and let it be static. It sounds like this is an ever-changing kind of
It
format.
is. And a lot of people take the time to do what we call Google AdWords, okay? Google AdWords is a part of Thryv Leads, but it's not the only thing in Thryv Leads. It's using other avenues as well so that you're not spending the most money all the time, because we all know Google is the most expensive as well.
How's that?
So Google AdWords, you need to look at it like this. Google AdWords is an auction. So depending on how many people are bidding for the placement on Google,
Right.
it could drive up the cost of that lead. And if you have a budget and the cost of the lead is really high, your budget can be depleted really fast. And so you may show up once or twice, but then not show up again for the rest of however long your budget lasts.
You know, still, when I look up something on Google and they'll have like sponsored ads, that how long does that last when you buy something from them?
It's based on like an auction.
Every
So,
day?
Yes,
So you could have it one day
and not the next.
Oh, geez.
In the ad section.
Right.
Which is why it's important to build up your organic placement.
That's my machine here. Oh, sorry. I was talking about this earlier.
Yeah, but it's important to build up your organic placement for that very reason, because as long as you're paying to be there, you will be there, but where you are is based on how long your budget lasts. It's very expensive, and most small businesses can't compete with the big guys. I
That's
mean, if
true,
you're a
though.
home remodeling company, you can't compete with Home Depot. They're always going to be first, and they're always going to have an ad.
Yeah.
So how do you compete locally? And that's through getting a listings program. That's through appearing on multiple listing sites where people can find you in many, many places.
Well, I have been contacted several times by, hey, we want to take your podcast and do this, that, and the other. And you told me basically ignore those, because if they were serious, they'd call me. But, I get a lot of, hey, we really like your podcast and we want to do this and we want to do that. I assume they're getting this from Thryv, which is fine, because, sometimes one of these opportunities may work out. But I never respond to those, because you told me serious people pick up the phone. Is that pretty much it?
Well, it's so hard to tell these days.
Yeah.
I mean, the convenience of being able to fill something out online after hours, that's huge now. I mean, people want to be able to contact you 24/7, whether you're open or not. So that's why it's important, if they are contacting you online, if you feel that it's a legitimate contact, respond to them.
Okay. Well, if I don't know them personally, I'm just kind of like,
Well, and you're also a unique industry.
yeah, I guess so.
You're not providing a daily service where you're not going into people's houses physically and selling them something. So
Well, I like to think I'm
sell yourself, but-
selling enlightenment and wise advice and direction.
well, we are all entitled to your
There you
opinion.
go. But what would you do all these various things? What do you think is the number one thing you do? I mean, the most often requested thing, maybe is the better way to put it.
Listings management, whether it's within a Thryv or outside of a Thryv, it is one of our best products. But the Thryv really does help save time, save money, and any small business can benefit. And in the next 5 years, business will be run on software, because it's housed in the cloud. It doesn't have to, take up all your computer space, and software is the way to go. And I mean, think about it. QuickBooks is used. It's a software program that many, many businesses use. Well, this is a way of utilizing, a scheduler, a calendar, marketing messages, social media, reviews management, connecting other softwares to it, CRM. I mean, it's too much to talk about in one sitting.
Yeah.
Which is why I meet with people individually. I look at their business and how they're doing out online. I ask a lot of questions. I'm not someone that comes in and says, you need to buy this product, because I don't know what they need to buy until I ask them a bunch of questions and learn what their goals are and learn, which is why I say I'm a business advisor. It is not my job to go in and sell something. It's my job to go in and help.
Right. Well, like I have the app now. I've been using the app a lot more. And so all this stuff you're talking about, you don't have to have your laptop with you, obviously. You could do it on the phone, which is very helpful. Do a lot of the scheduling on it now. And like I'm looking at my calendar now, and I can tell you who's going to be on next week, and I'll do that at the end of the show. But I'm looking at also the other services that on the dashboard here about appointments, about accepting payments, about sending invoices, messaging, links, and that just... it just numerous different opportunities here, and it all on the phone, which is pretty handy. And also, you can also hear what I like is the social content one, is where, like this afternoon, when I get home from whatever errands I'm running, I will use this to get the YouTube version of the show and access it to the various platforms.
Right. That's how I get it.
Yeah, and it's very easy.
Yes, and today and yesterday I got a reminder that I was on your show today. It sends out automated reminders. I think probably the part of Thryv that people like the most is a centralized inbox, and what that basically means is if I get a message from Facebook Messenger, or I get a message from Google Messenger, or I get an email, or I get a text, it all comes into one central email.
Yeah, and it is handy.
So you don't have to go to all these different platforms to get information or to talk to your clients.
Right, and if you consolidate all of that into the Thryv network, I guess you probably cut your time load down 80%, and that's no exaggeration, because it really does take time to keep up with all this stuff and with your clients and with your potential clients and things of that nature.
Well, we're affordable. There's a lot of competitors out there that can do parts of what we do, and they're much more expensive, And what's really cool is, aside from being affordable, it's easy to use, and we train you. And you can have as much or as little training as you want. You can use as many functions or as few functions as you want. I have one client that uses it just for social media. I have another client that uses almost every aspect. It just depends on what is important to you and how you want to use it.
And you have different price points for all your products. Okay, so there's like the basic package, and then you have on it from there.
There's only 3 levels of the Thryv.
Okay.
And the Thryv Leads is based on budget, just like any other lead generating product. And then, of course, we do search engine optimization, which I will tell you, every small business should have a search engine optimization program. You need to consider it as a cost of doing business. It's not advertising. Search engine optimization is not advertising. It's keeping you to where you can be found out on the internet.
That other clip you brought to Taylor, the second one, do you want to show that one as well? Is that pretty much what we've been covering already?
Well, there's one about Thryv and there's one about Thryv Leads. Which would you like to see?
It's up to you. You call the shot.
Well, I think we're good. I think the listings management was, enough of a show of because it showed multiple points in the Thryv. But again, it comes down to the relationship I have with my clients. Being local is a big, important part of that. I have clients that, when they're upset, they call me. If they're happy, they call me.
You also work with websites, don't you?
Depending on the level of the Thryv that you get, you can have a website included. You're not buying a website. That's just like an additional function that you can utilize. And that is one big fly,
yes,
isn't it?
It is. Yeah,
wow,
there it
he's
is.
huge.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to...
And he likes both of us. We must smell good.
Okay. Well, anyway...
But, people are starting to see the Thryv guy, and, our catchphrase is "Hi Thryv."
Yeah.
But you'll see him. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I don't really know what he is other than the Thryv guy. Some people say a starburst. Some people say, a button on a keyboard. I don't know what he is. He's just really cute.
One thing you've always said in our BNI meetings is that when things are getting tough economically, people cut their advertising first, or this type of activity first. And you think that's actually counterintuitive. You should increase your
Absolutely.
presence.
And it's not about my paycheck. It's about if... Ooh.
Well, we're on the main street here. We hear that sometimes.
if you're looking at, I need to save money, let's cut my advertising, but the advertising is going to cut how much money's coming in the door. Mm-hmm. And then it spirals you down. I've had a couple of companies that thought when COVID first started that if they cut their advertising that they would, save money, and they lost all their business. And I've had a couple that closed because of that. Advertising is a part of doing business. You have to stay in front of your clients. Mm-hmm. And when we went from face-to-face communication down to the internet was our only option, anybody that didn't have a profile online and presence online and placement online, those are the ones that were impacted the most.
Right.
And it's easy to say that the big companies, the Walmarts and the Home Depots and, the big box stores, that they have an advantage because they have more money to play with. But the reality is there's opportunity in your local market to stand out above that, because a lot of people don't like working with the big box stores.
Well,
they would sometimes the cost is a little bit cheaper, but I know for me, I know for you, we would rather pay a little bit more for a product or service to be able to give the business to someone local.
Oh, yeah. I've had several guests over the last couple of years from not just the city of Burleson's economic development team, but also from, other business people here in the community. And that is a big emphasis in Burleson's to buy local. They have quite a few ads in the Facebook, whatnot, about buying local, particularly around Christmas time or something like that. But it really does make a big difference. I always bought locally if I could, because as a public school teacher, they were paying my salary in a sense.
Absolutely.
I needed them to stay in business. So, if as far as like the difference in cost. Yeah, you might be able to buy it cheaper at Walmart sometimes, but if you want advice, you want help, you want to have some attention paid. I still try to shop at smaller stores.
Right. Well, the quality of the product, the quality of the service. I mean, I think we can all agree that in the last couple of years, service overall, especially at the larger places,
I heard that,
has gone down the toilet.
Well, you just can't find anybody.
Well, and those that are working feel like, they have a right to act however they want. Whereas we grew up, you yes sir, no sir. You treat people with respect until they give you a reason not to. And for some reason, there's that opposite feeling from this younger generation that is, I'm going to treat you with respect once you earn it. And I respect my elders. I respect people until they give me a reason not to. And that's how most of us were raised. Anybody over 40?
Well, when you get there, let me know.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
But I would rather pay a few extra dollars for an item and be able to say I had a good experience and I had a good product and I had a good overall service experience. And I think that's one of the reasons why working with me is good is I'm local. I live here in Burleson. I contribute to the local economy through everything that I purchase. I work, Cleburne, Crowley, Burleson, Joshua. I do all of my business in that area, even though I work all over town.
Well, all my sponsors are all local.
Exactly.
And you go to Gayla's jewelry store, for example, and she's a client as well. Who else in BNI is a client besides she and I?
Also is Caleb.
Caleb is? Okay.
At First Due Detailing.
Okay.
And so is Tamara.
I thought that was
at League Realty.
Right.
And Gayla, of course, at Southern Gem Fine Jewelry. Camille, who's a regular person that you have on your show. Camille is also with the Hub, is also a client of mine. Because I've established strong relationships with these people and they know that I'm looking out for their business.
Well, and so that's what I like doing is keeping it local as best you can. And that's what I like about your business is because now if I was trying to reach, a broader audience or if I had a different type of industry and I'm trying to go national, you can help me with that too. But I think that before you go national, you better take care of the local folks. It's harder and harder to find local businesses that can compete with these big box stores. And I think this is one way they can because, you'll be, at least on the internet, if you're got the right position, that's more of an equal competition, I think, anyway. Of course, you have a love-hate relationship with the internet, I know, but there you are.
I do, because I don't think that any one business should have the ability to put another business out of business. And Google has a lot of power.
Yes, it does.
So I help small businesses negotiate that relationship. And I also help them to understand ways that they can do things on their own that don't cost a lot of money. Yes, advertising costs money. Anybody who thinks that they're going to spend $100 and get 100 clients, that's not going to happen.
Well, I'll tell you one way you might connect with some business other than what we're doing here. Are you a member of the Chamber of Commerce?
Yes, and I'm getting ready to join.
Okay, yeah. Gabrina's on every. She's a regular guest. I love having her on because she's so full of pep and energy. And I say, okay, take it away, Gabrina. And I could, zone out for 30, 40 minutes because she's got so much going on and she's so enthusiastic about it. They have this Wild West Gala coming up, I believe this weekend. And she was promoting that. And so that's a good way to get business out there. And you had an event at the Hub. Was it last week?
2 weeks ago, I had a Burleson meetup at the Hub, and I'm going to be doing another one probably in a month or so.
Really?
And it's just basically it's a way to get to know me and learn a little bit more about the product if they want to, but it's also a networking opportunity to meet other people in the area. Ultimately, I'm now a part of Burleson, and I love the people in Burleson. You know that. I talk about that all the time. I moved down here because of the people in Burleson. I love the feel of the city. I love the businesses that are in the city. I couldn't be happier.
Well, you hear stuff during election season that make you shake your head, but 99% of the time, Burleson's a great place.
The only things I hear about the election are the things I hear from you.
Thanks. Good things, I hope. Now, well, I know, but that's another thing. We got the election coming up, and so the elbows could get thrown and all this other stuff. That's not part of your show, but for most people in Burleson, it's a good community.
Oh, it's a wonderful community.
And we have a tremendous nonprofit relationship.
I just actually came from the Center for ASD Waymaker Breakfast. That's where I was before this.
With our friend Bianca and Lisa. Yeah, they've been on the show a few times as well.
And Greg and Jeremy were there. And I mean, it's a wonderful, Center for ASD I'm on their board. And
are you really?
I am. Do
you have a personal connection, or you just want to be of help?
I toured the facility, which I encourage anybody in Burleson to do. I toured the facility and I saw what they were doing, and I was really impressed because autism is everywhere, and so is Down syndrome, and children with disabilities, adults with disabilities, and it's an opportunity for them to have a place to go during the day and learn life skills and be treated like everybody else. And it's a great group.
Well, it's good that you're getting involved. You're really diving in, aren't you?
Like I said, I love Burleson, and if I can get my son to move to Burleson, I will be a happy mom.
Caden, correct?
Caden, he's in Arizona.
Yeah.
He graduates in 2 weeks
with
his master's degree.
From where?
Arizona State University.
There you go. Well, you must be proud.
You know I am. Come on.
I know you do. You speak. There's like tears in your eyes when you speak of him. You just dote on him so much.
I would like to dote on him, but I got to get him to move to Texas.
Well, why wouldn't he? It worked for you.
I love it here.
Yeah. Well, we're running close on the time, so why don't you tell us everything? Take as much time as you want, but tell us everything you would want somebody who's just tuning in now to know about your business.
Well, I'm Deedee Simpson with Thryv.
Give the contact information.
Contact information is on the screen.
Well, they can't see this screen on Apple, so you have to tell us what it is.
All right. Deedee Simpson with Thryv, 520-955-7860. You can find me on Google under Deedee Simpson Marketing Advisor. There's 4 E's in my name. And basically, I help small businesses save time, save money. I evaluate their marketing services that they're currently using, or if they're not using, I walk through areas where I can help them. I sell business automation software as well as other marketing services like search engine marketing, search engine optimization, lead generation with Thryv Leads. If it can be done online, I can help you with it.
Well, it does. I as a user of the service, I can definitely vouch for it. I could vouch for convenience. I can vouch definitely for the service. When I got this a year ago, they held my hand through the whole process. And if I need more hand holding, I know where to get it. So I can vouch for the support system. It isn't like, thanks for the check, we'll see you later, because they'll be there as much as you want them to be there. So I can definitely easily endorse this product. And I'm glad you're sponsoring this month, because it makes it, easier to bring it up to their attention more often. I think it's important, particularly in summertime. That's when a lot of business is done. But I thoroughly endorse your product, because it's worked for me. It works for several of our friends at BNI, and I hope this helps.
Yeah. It's always a pleasure.
Okay.
And,
we'll do this again in about 3 months, and you tell me that you're so busy from all the new business. All right. You think so?
Yeah. We can always hope.
Here, let's hope. All right. Well, I'm going to look on my Thryv calendar and see who's next week. Okay. See, I pull up the app and see all these services. See, I'm waving it around and all this other stuff. Down to calendar. Relax a minute, Taylor. Go on. Anyway, all right. Monday the 17th, I have Adam. Is it the 17th? Yes, it is. Get it right. I have Adam Russell on. Adam Russell, who's running for place 6 on the city council. So check out Mr. Russell on the 17th. On the 18th, I have Rob Duke, who is running for place 3 in the school board. Also on the 20th, I have BISD's show, and I'm going to have Coach Geller and Coach Newton, Kyle Geller and Deanna Newton from Centennial High School, talk about not just sports, but all the various aspects. And I have a special show on Friday with Kayla Mitchell, who's running for place 4 on the school board. So it's going to be a very busy week. We got political candidates between now. I think Gabrina is the only non-candidate. She's very nonpartisan, impartial. Don't ask me any questions.
Yep.
She makes that pretty clear. It's kind of funny. She's like, don't even think about asking me any political type questions. So there you go. But so Mr. Russell, Mr. Duke, BSD, and Mr. Mitchell, very, very big week next week. And so we'll see y'all then. Now you can play the music.